So you can see in the whatever butt cam that is, 3,
Yeah.
you still got plenty of slack in the tether.
Yeah.
You can stretch that out a bit.
Roger.
So I'm just holding these numbers as we come up the slope, just to stay above it and away from it.
Okay.
You still got a fair, you got a lot of slack in the tether there.
Yeah.
There's also a whip
Did you want to come in a bit there, please?
on the left-hand side after we're done with this.
It's good.
Just a quick zoom because I want to go back over to the left
Sure
if we
thing.
have any time. It's a higher priority thing to look at. All right, that's good enough on that.
Okay, can wide video?
There's a couple brachiopods too. You see those white, yeah, half circles.
Where'd that whip go?
You're
Where'd it
just
go?
on top of it. It might just be out of the.
There it is.
There it is. Yep. Lower center.
This guy here?
Yes. Yeah. I just want to make a quick ID
Sure.
or imagery. Maybe not ID, but we'll do our best.
I'll land here and then I'll be able to get you pushed in a bit more. Video push in there a bit, please. It's good. Back out a little bit. Okay.
I think it's a stalk of something that is just all fouled up. I
Yeah,
actually don't think it's a
hydroid.
Video, you want
coral,
to push
but
in some more, please?
good to
It's good.
check.
I'll float up here.
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of stuff on there. Can't tell.
Is that possible to get an ID from that?
Not clear, but I think it's
You float
hydroids.
back.
I think it's hydroids because there's some other
Yeah.
junk on there too.
Video,
All right,
can you
that's
come wide,
enough.
please?
Yeah, I think it's hydroids.
Coming up.
Any idea why Dragon's Back is Dragon's Back?
I think it was just named quickly because it looked like it had a bunch of bumps. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah.
It's not an official name.
It's a bit of marketing too.
Get everyone excited about it.
No, so originally the track we had made was almost like a perfect stair step bump. It looks like scales on a dragon's back type of dive plan, and that's what we're doing right now. We're going up the first of the scales on the dragon's back, and yeah, I think it was better than Palmyra Seamount South.
Right.
Yeah.
And it tells us a little bit about the geomorphology of this ridge. This is not an official name, of course, but we'll see if it sticks. Being in a marine national monument, I feel like these features should have some names and not be unnamed seamount.
There's another one of your octocorals.
Oh yeah, another one. Cool.
Intact.
Intact. Good to know there's more than one though.
Where do you get the DVL speed over ground?
Right up top there, piloting. 0.3.
Ah, see it. Thank you.
Yeah. It's not very large. Definitely got a harder return, seemingly, in Argus's sonar.
Yeah, slope got a little steeper.
So the slope might be a bit steeper.
Mm.
I think I'd like to hand over at a stopped position, just because it's a new nav and they'll just be getting some time sitting down and we'll be laid back a bit. So I'll probably stop the ship movement maybe 5 minutes before the end of watch or something.
Ooh, it'd be nice to actually time that
Yeah, we
swing
could do
in.
that. Maybe we'll do 10 minutes before the end of watch. We'll stop and
Under these conditions at this depth. which will
and
change.
with this layback,
Will change in 10 minutes, but
having gone for driven for 15 minutes.
it's a trend, obviously, but
Yeah, it's one data point. It's
it
better
is
better than 0 data
better
points.
than that.
It's a holothurian up there. I think maybe I'm just imagining it. There's nothing.
I don't see it.
I was mistaken.
Not seeing anything, yeah. Coming up more.
Remind me to hand over that the initialized thing is. I could probably hit the camera if I wanted to. On the down.
Yeah, the soft stop doesn't really work too well
Oh,
for when
so
you're looking down.
Kylie knows that?
Not sure.
Is that another?
What happens?
Pilot?
Does it trip a fuse on the motor or something? Or
Oh, it's
I think it just, eventually maybe probably does.
UPC strands.
You keep pegging it for a long time, but
What's that up there? Is that a sea cucumber?
Yeah, to the
To
right.
the right?
Yeah.
looks like one. You
Big
want to look at
purple
it
one.
there,
Dark.
Steve?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Oh, there's also one in front of us too.
Yeah, we saw that one already down. It was one of the first ones we looked at. The one on the right, I think, is new. I think this one might be new for the dive, the dark one. I think I actually know what this one is already, because it's pretty distinctive.
Distinctive, yeah. I
This
think
is
we might have seen it before.
Cycropodes.
It's purple, right?
Yeah, purple, and it has a long sail on its back. Yeah, I'd say so.
All right. You want a quick zoom on this one, or do you want a nice focused?
Yeah, quick zoom.
All right, video, go ahead and push in there. It's good.
Yeah, so this is Cycropodes, I think. Oh, that'll set him in its gut.
Looking pretty backed up there, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, that is due.
Sorry. Video. Actually, stand by. Video, come wide, please. That's good. Do you want another zoom on this one?
I think it's okay.
Roger.
Thank you.
Come wide, video. Coming up.
Yeah, I'll come up a little so you can. Well, I don't know why today, but we're getting a beautiful view in Herc butt cam. What's going on there?
You mean with the tether?
Yeah.
It's because we have a lower delta right now.
What's that?
I think it's just because we have a lower delta right now. So we get to see the
See the droopy
catenaries.
bit? Yeah. That's because you're under the Argus, but it's behaving nicely.
Yeah.
Cyclopodes semperiana. This one. Yep.
Seems to be some kind of terrain that's causing a shadow in Argus, so maybe some boulders or slope change.
Yeah.
I have one of the cathexes turned off. I can turn it back on, see if it's going to play nice.
Thinking about stopping the ship move soon. How's that sound?
Sounds fine.
By the
Yeah,
time
my-
they come up 5 minutes early and we'll be...
My thumb's getting tired.
It's nice. There's at least half a dozen species of
Complaints.
cucumbers here
Bridge
on the
nav.
slope. It's a good sign.
Can we hold position? Thank you. All right, so exactly 10 minutes
The abundance of sea cucumber
with
signals
the layback of
organic rich sediment.
something like 100 meters laid back.
Driving the winch is one of my favorite pastimes.
Which means that there's
It's so
probably-
relaxing. It's like meditating.
It's like meditating.
Yeah, it's like hot tub time for me. Holiday. Total.
There's a midwater out there, yeah. The dancers,
Tiny dancer.
yeah.
So did you stop him, Rennie?
I stopped right at
Right
at
at
10
10 till?
minutes, 10 till,
Okay,
and we were
perfect.
100 meters laid back, so we'll see.
Did you-
That's an approximate, we'll see where we settle out, but.
We're going to sound like we know what we're doing when we hand over.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you go.
If you're
Like
listening,
back.
Mike, we're full of it.
Yeah.
We learned the hard way. Is there any other way?
Shrimp.
When'd you get here? How long you been sitting there?
About 2
Jeez.
minutes, I think.
He came in just after you stopped the ship. So no one can sneak up on you? Does he sneak up on you?
Oh, yeah, multiple times. I've been in my chair, and all of a sudden I just do this. And I'm like... Or it's to make sure Allison isn't doing it. It's multiple people watching.
Coming up.
There's a stock crinoid. Can I zoom on that stock animal?
On the crinoid?
Yeah.
Sure. You want a quick zoom or
Quick zoom.
Roger? Stand by video. All right. All right, video, go ahead and push in there. Okay, that's good.
Looks very similar to the last one, although this one's much bigger and darker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I count 8 arms. Okay,
All
thank
right,
you.
no worries. Video come wide, please.
Can we go back to that anemone?
Sorry?
The purple anemone, just outside the bottom of the screen.
Sure.
Quick zoom.
Good
Hello,
morning.
Mike. Good morning. All right, probably be our last Zoom before we hand over.
Mm-hmm.
So we stopped the ship 4 minutes and 40 seconds ago. We're timing the swing in. We're headed up a hill. So we've been moving constant 0.3. I've been keeping it 20 off,
This is wicked.
using that. Keeping the blue out of the inner range ring there. So 20 off and 20 up. And
All right, video, go ahead and push in a bit there, please.
she stops to smell the flowers. We run over her a bit, but then she runs back
Hold
up the
that.
hill and gets, you know, a real like single digit delta just to get out, you know, 20, 30 meters out towards the end of the leash.
All right. I think that's good on our
so
end.
All right,
you
video
get a
come
good
wide, please.
5 minutes and it's still swinging.
I'll
So
push you guys out in front and then I'll
it's
put it out of
not
X way.
bad. It's enough time to stop and get a sample if you don't fuck around.
Watch your ass,
Sorry, screw around. Sorry,
Uh-oh.
everybody. I thought I was
Damn.
I thought it was turned off.
What's that?
Let's zoom in there, video. Yeah.
Nice little cucumber.
We'll close down that iris a little bit. Okay.
Alrighty, everyone all set and ready to go?
Yeah. Kylie, ready?
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 Guess
Yeah.
so.
Roger that. Bridge nav. Request we bring the transfer speed down to 0.5 knots. Yeah, on the steps, the transfer speed is at 1.5 knots. I just want to bring it down to 0.5. Yes.
Chris, they were doing 0.3, just tracking a line.
Okay, yeah, you guys good with that?
Yep.
Bridge nav. Request we actually bring it down to 0.3. Thank you.
So we're going to track a line up. So really important, watch this. Keep it 20 meters off.
Okay.
And this too, but this will be both of them. Keep them 20 meters off. That'll be the one that goes in first. It's pretty steep.
Okay. So if I see it getting closer, winch faster?
Yeah, because you're going up a slope, right? So you're coming in too close, just go up.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Are we zoomed in on Argus at all, or is that full wide? Okay. Full wide there.
Video, put my port capex is off in case you're wondering why it's dark.
Thanks.
Port.
All right. Hello, everyone watching at nautiluslive.org, and welcome to the bottom of the ocean. We are currently exploring a seamount south of Palmyra Atoll that we have been affectionately calling the Dragon's Back Seamount. My name is Al Leschinski. I am your Science Communication Fellow for this watch. Is the rest of the team ready to do a quick round of introductions?
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Awesome. All right, we can keep it short and sweet today as we are exploring this seamount. Again, my name is Al, and I'm your Science Communication Fellow hailing from Philadelphia. And I am excited to be exploring Dragon's Back Seamount today.
Well, they both are. I mean, this is if you're going to hit the bottom. This is if you're going to hit something in front of you. You're going up a slope, right? So the forward-facing one, it would contact there first, right? As you're going up like that. So both of them. We want to keep them both at 20 meters or greater. And then the delta will be fine because I'm out in front of you. I'm higher than you are, so that would be easy to manage.
Want to say hello, video?
Oh, hello. I'm Steve. I'm sitting in a video chair as a video engineer, coming from Boston. Second year on Nautilus, and excited to check out the Dragon's Back.
Yes.
Hi, good morning. My name is Kylie Pasternak. I'm sitting in the Argus chair. I'm from Fall River, Massachusetts.
Hey.
Michael Hannaford in the Herc chair from St. John's, Newfoundland.
Happy Canada Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Chris Jakes in the navigator's chair. First year on board as a navigation intern, Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Hi, Kevin Conrad. I'm on board as a guest geologist from Salem, Oregon, by way of New York City.
And I'm Alison Fundus, sitting in watch lead for this watch, and I live in California.
And I'm Jamie Wagner, sitting in the data logger chair, and I'm from North Carolina.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for that little round of intros. And we're excited to take your questions today. So be sure to send in your questions below the live feed as we explore this seamount. We're taking a look at the geology and the biology of this area. You know, we're always going for a twofer here. We're going to be collecting, hopefully collecting some rock samples off of different peaks of this seamount to get a better idea about the age, formation, all that good stuff. Hey Kevin, could you speak a little more about Dragon's Back? Why are we interested in this one?
I can try. I was not part of the dive plan meeting. I was asleep.
Ah.
But what's nice about this, relative to what we've been looking at, so we've been looking at these little secondary volcanic cones that kind of pops up on top of the flat tops of these seamounts. So they formed well after the seamount has kind of subsided below sea level and been eroded. In this case, we're looking at one of these old Cretaceous seamounts in detail. So we're going up the flanks of the seamount. We're sampling it. It has a few distinct ridges. We're kind of, I don't know exactly what formed them. Maybe different volcanic edifices, most likely just maybe different time periods. So we're going to go up the flanks of the seamount and sample a transect of rocks, and maybe try to speak to the growth history of this seamount when it formed. Most likely, judging by the area and previous work, about 70 million years ago.
Very nice, thank you.
No problem.
I'm going to go ahead and reset DVO.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alrighty.
Just a little bit based upon our conversations from yesterday's dive. What you're looking at in the HerCam now, the darker areas are rock that's, hard, solid surface, and then the lighter areas is actually sediment that's been piled up from that marine snow falling through the water column and landing upon these formations. I hope to see some cool biology pop up. I know in the last watch they saw some really interesting sea cucumbers. Looked like possibly an anemone before we got in the van.
Yeah, at the very start of the watch change, we were looking at a tube anemone.
Tube. What kind of samples did they get, Jamie?
We have one sample so far this dive, and it was a large singular octocoral polyp on a rock, which I'm very curious to see when we recover the vehicle what that looks like, because I heard this one polyp was on the range of 15 centimeters in size, which is really big for one polyp. So I'm very curious to see that one.
Yeah. And when you say it was an octocoral, that's referring again to those tentacles coming out the top, correct? Having 8 of those around the sort of mouth area?
Yeah. So if you sort of imagined an anemone, it's that similar type of structure, except it only has 8 of the tentacle-like structures around the mouth.
Got it.
Could we zoom on that black patch toward the middle right of the screen?
Roger. Go ahead, video.
It's a rock.
It's a rock. But we're going to get a really good picture of it.
A beautiful rock.
What time was that sample taken? I'll look up a picture for you.
All right, thank you for the zoom.
No problem.
That sample was 13:16 UTC time. July 1st.
Cannot believe it.
How did that happen?
Come up a bit on Argus there, Kylie.
Could we zoom on that floating sea cucumber?
Yep, go ahead, video.
Nice.
So this is a pelagic sea cucumber that spends its time in the water column rather than crawling across the sea floor like benthic sea cucumbers.
Very cool. Quick shout out to another science communication fellow, Cassie Weathersby. Thanks for watching. Miss you.
I think so. That's maybe not. That's 1331. That's
So I think a lot of our viewers that are watching right now have been watching since before the watch change, even though it feels like everything just started because we just woke up. But just as a reminder, we are in the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. That's where our dives are taking place during this leg of the 2019 expedition. Our first dive was off of Kingman Reef. Our second dive was off of Palmyra Atoll, and this dive is also off of Palmyra Atoll in a different area. This one's due south of Palmyra Atoll, and I believe yesterday's location was more southeast. Anybody can correct me if I'm wrong about that. I guess I'm right.
It's very big.
So we pulled up a frame grab of the previous sample they did of that large octocoral polyp, and it is surprisingly massive.
What was that, about an hour ago that they did that?
13:16.
Yeah, almost exactly an hour ago.
Yeah, so viewers at home, if you missed that, like I did, you can actually rewind in the live feed, check it out about an hour ago. See that cool octocoral polyp that's apparently very large. And you can actually rewind up to 12 hours in this feed, so you know, if you miss any of this watch later on and you want to catch up, you can do that. And in a few days, again, these full dive recordings will be uploaded to YouTube, so you never have to miss anything down here on the deep sea floor.
I actually had a question about that. Is the part that goes on YouTube, does that include launch and recovery, or is it just blue water time and seafloor time?
I do not know. Allison, do you have a better
Yeah, I think it's
insight
just the
into that?
in-water.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Yeah, we start recording on, well, on the main cameras once we are in the water.
Got it.
It's very nice to have that feature to be able to go back and look at dives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited also because being so tired some of these mornings, it'll be like watching a totally new thing when we get back and rewatch it.
You'll hear your voice and be like, I was there? What? Can we zoom on that white feature below the lasers toward the bottom of the screen?
Yep, just a second. Hey, go ahead, video.
Is it going to be a rock again?
I've seen a few of these.
Little patches.
You know,
It's like bacterial matting.
yeah, so the previous watch slurped something. I wasn't in the van, so I didn't see what it looked like in situ, but they slurped something. We're good on the zoom, thank you. That they thought was bacterial mat, and when we looked at it in the lab, it turned out it was a patch of foraminifera, not bacterial mat, so I bet that's what that is too.
Like a sea cucumber or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see it. To the left.
Why would the forams be in patches?
I don't know a lot about them. I do know they're not colonial organisms, but they do tend to grow in groups, even though they're not colonial in the same sense a shallow water coral is a colonial organism. One of the rocks we collected the previous dive had some patches of foraminifera growing on it as well, and some of them were little roundish clusters like we just zoomed in on, and some were actually, could we zoom on that red sea cucumber to the left of the screen toward the bottom? If it's hard to get back, we can do the next one that we come across.
I think I can get it for you. Just a
Okay.
second.
Yeah, and then another one sort of was growing in a sort of feather or leaf vein structure with a main stalk and then little rows branching off from it.
That's
go
pretty
in there,
cool.
video.
It looked very cool, and I'm not sure why they do that.
Yeah, so for our friends at home, what you're seeing on screen is a sea cucumber, but what we were just talking about, foraminifera, is single-celled organisms that actually create little chalky shells around their bodies, which is what why we can see it as little white patches of stuff when there's a bunch of them all piled up.
All right, thank you for the zoom.
And once foraminifera die, a lot of their shells make up a lot of the sediments on the seafloor. Got a question asking, what is the anticipation like when you're looking at the same seafloor? We are excited because we never know what we're going to come across here. And I see a fish on the right.
And like we just saw that cool red sea cucumber, that was fun.
Yeah, I liked that sea
cucumber. And the pelagic sea cucumber that was clear, that was also fun.
And also possibly a pile of foraminifera.
And that one dark rock, I really liked that one. That was my favorite so far.
It's a good rock.
It was.
But yeah, we never know what we'll come across or what will swim by, how the structures of the geology might change. So we stay interested.
Yeah, we do. We have fun here.
So I didn't see the fish. Who wants to describe it so I can put it in the event log?
It looked like a rat tail to me.
Awesome, thank you.
I'd agree.
Is that a sponge to the left?
Can confirm.
There's a squat lobster to the left on the rock.
And something in the middle there too.
And
possibly a sea pen.
Ooh,
Oh,
squat
no, it's a
lobster.
squat lobster. And probably another forearm patch.
Go ahead and zoom in.
If we find a sponge below 2500, we would like to sample it.
Yeah, it's a forearm patch.
Oh, cool.
He is adorable. So squat lobsters are actually crabs.
Hey.
I learned yesterday.
Me too.
More closely related to hermit crabs and mole crabs.
You know, thinking about that while I look at it, it looks very much like a mole crab, just body-wise.
I was just thinking that too.
Yeah.
Like the back of it.
Was that a sponge over there that we saw?
All right.
Are we going to want to
Pull
grab that?
No, I think it
No.
was another one of those patches.
Yeah, I think it was just a lighter patch of sediment.
Okay.
I feel like we're pronouncing it wrong. Squat lobster. It should be squat lobster.
What are we
Wait,
saying?
what's the difference?
Assuming it's related to the rock lobster.
Got it.
Wait, what'd you say, Kevin?
I'm wondering if it's related to the rock lobster.
That's
Might
what
be.
I thought.
That's what I thought too.
That would be squat lobster.
I'm not hearing the difference.
It's all about inflection.
Yeah, inflection.
It's not Leviosa, it's Leviosa.
The wrong emphasis on the syllables. To our friend wondering about crinoids, or the feather stars that we've been seeing two main types, and there are stalked crinoids that stay on those stalks, and then there are unstalked crinoids that have the ability to sort of flutter and move through the water. And Jamie, just to be certain here, are there any that have stalks that detach from the stalks at some point? Or if they're stalked, they are sessile in that one place, and if they're not stalked, they have the ability to move.
As far as I
What's it
know,
doing?
if they are stalked, they stay stalked. They don't have the ability to detach and swim and, you know, land elsewhere.
Right.
But as you said, the unstalked ones
Yeah.
can
Okay.
flutter through the water using their arms to sort of wave their way across. They can't swim long distances. It uses a lot of energy, but they can do a little bit.
Got it. Another cuke.
Zoom in there, video.
When you get a chance, can you zoom above that cucumber as well? There's a little sponge. It looks like.
What are you after? You pull out. We'll go for a...
Straight up above it. You see that glass
Oh, I
sponge?
see the sponge too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You might
okay.
want to sample that. as
Yeah,
well.
let's grab that.
Stop ship there, Chris.
Roger that. Bridge nav.
Full wide here.
Quest hold position. Thank you.
Okay, zoom in there.
So we're interested in the sponges on this?
Yeah, Steve was interested in sponges deeper than 2,500 meters.
Cool.
I think about what,
A nice
29?
one.
Yeah.
Okay, full wide.
Come wide. Full wide.
Roger.
Looked like another one of those pelagic cucumbers floated by, Jamie.
Awesome.
So what we're looking at in the middle here, that white sort of orb in the middle of the screen to the right of the lasers, something called a sponge, which is also an animal. It's a colony, but instead of like corals building with a lot of calcium carbonate in their skeletons, this is a silica-based skeleton. Does this look like a glass sponge to us?
Looks like one to me.
Yeah. And I don't know if my best friend Michael is watching, but he has told me that he wanted me to find sponges. So here you go. Here's a sponge.
Argus passed over top, but if it's still swinging at the same speed, we should have a little bit of time.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay there. Can't look down anymore, Kylie?
No.
All right. Just keep an eye on him. He's okay where he is right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Want to suction sample this guy?
Yeah, if you think that's best.
Probably going to tear it up. I can try and cup it in the manipulator, but it's kind of really hard with these coral cutters on.
Yeah. Maybe give that a go first.
I'm worried I'm going to drop him though like that.
Actually, you know what? Let's suction, because even if you do pick it up, then it's going to be hard to get in the box.
That's right,
Firebox anyway. Let's just do a gentle start on the suction ramp up.
Yeah, and these sponges, they're a lot of the time they're.
Do you want your bubble back?
You got to give me some string pulling on me.
Sorry.
Their species can be determined by the microstructures that make up the skeleton, called spicules. So you don't need a full sponge to actually characterize the species.
The ship is still moving around too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's steadying up.
Just hold on a minute here, guys. We'll get the ship stopped up.
Yeah, no worries.
And another note about those crinoids that we were seeing, the juvenile.
Sorry there, Kylie.
Yeah.
The ship stopped there, so come down a bit because I need some string. That might put you a little bit inside that 20 meters. Just keep a good eye on it.
Okay.
You can always just come up.
Okay. Paying out. Video full wide on Argus, right?
Full wide.
Thank you.
Oh, I lost the sponge though. Where'd you go? There it is.
There it is.
Wow. Really getting yarded around here. Yeah, that's a bit too close. We can back the ship off the...
Roger that. Bring it 20 meter step back.
Yep. Come back up a few meters, Kylie.
Yep.
Bridge nav. Request 20 meter step bearing 140. Thank you. Did anyone grab high pack by any chance?
Nope.
Let me check. Nope, not.
No? Huh.
Yeah, guys, sorry. I don't know if we're going to get back to that sponge after all this.
That's okay. We will find another one.
I had grabbed it to view. on one of the PC channels, but I no longer have it.
Yeah, I had it on my view as well.
Yeah, it just disappeared off mine. Huh.
The mouse was just moving.
Yeah, I had the mouse. It's connected to the same screen as plan, so they're kind of like right next to each other. And a lot of times, if one person pulls on plan, it takes survey.